It's time for St. Lucia Magazine, your monthly wrap-up.
Hello and welcome to St. Lucia Magazine, your weekly news roundup, bringing you key national developments in education, the economy, agriculture, and more. I am your host, Kishma Serrier. In this edition, Emancipation 2025 launches with renewed national call to reflect on our past, and St. Lucia prepares to celebrate the Feast of St. Rose de Lima. The 2025 Emancipation celebrations launched last week Thursday with an aim to foster a deeper understanding of St. Lucia's historical journey. Nivalo Geese tells us more.
St. Lucia will have a month-long Emancipation celebration that will feature a diverse lineup of events designed to foster greater awareness of the significance of emancipation while honoring St. Lucian ingenuity. The program will combine educational discussions, cultural performances, artistic exhibitions, and community outreach initiatives, all aimed at sparking meaningful conversations about identity, historical legacy, and the nation's future. Executive Director of the Cultural Development Foundation, Ramona Henry Wine, explained the broader goal of the celebration.
It is an invitation, a charge, to connect our history to our purpose, to transform memory into movement, and to acknowledge that our progress as a people depends on how deeply we understand our journey.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Tourism, Investment, Creative Industries, Culture and Information, Honorable Dr. Ernest Hilaire, emphasized the importance of historical reflection.
We did not ever want, under our watch, for Emancipation Day to be celebrated at the low-key and almost insignificant level that it was celebrated in the past, that we wanted a more meaningful celebration of emancipation. And of course, as a government, we put the resources of the state behind to make sure it happened. And we call on the CDF to ensure that a program is put in place that can best represent what emancipation is about and its significance to our society.
At the August 1st Emancipation celebration, Prime Minister Pierre delivered a powerful message on unity, heritage, and the ongoing journey towards justice and equality.
The dignity and human rights of all must be respected, regardless of color, creed, or gender. Together, St. Lucia and Africa can be a powerful voice for climate justice, reparative action, and a future where our people thrive. Our emancipation was not the end, but the beginning, a foundation on which we rise together to forge bonds of solidarity and shared destiny for generations. Allow me to salute the pioneers in our country, the poets, the writers, the drummers, and other creatives, the members of the Rastafarian Society, who over the years have reminded us of our African culture, heritage, and history.
CDF's creative producer, Drenia Frederick, reflected on the deeper meaning of emancipation in St. Lucian context.
Emancipation in St. Lucia is what I call a profound chapter in our history. It marks the end of centuries of slavery, symbolizing our freedom, our resilience, and our indomitable spirit to go beyond what I call surviving.
Emancipation 2025 will be celebrated under the theme, Understanding Our Past to Create a Pathway for Our Future. The 2025 calendar of events includes the July 31st lighting of the Emancipation murals, the August 1st sounding of the bells, an island-wide motorcade of Lawar's groups, Rosocade, a mini street parade and a concert on the William Peter Boulevard, Breadfruit Festival at the Anglican Church Annex, an Emancipation Day treasure hunt from Grosselet to Soufrière, August 4th, documentary of street names. August 9th, Marcus Garvey Market Day and exhibition in collaboration with the Ionola Council. August 18th, press conference introducing history curriculum in schools. August 21st and 22nd, Emancipation, a youth debate. August 23rd, conversations on legacy. And August 30th, Lawas Guanfet in Labrie. From the Government Information Service, I am Nivalo Geist.
And in more cultural news, the Ministry of Tourism, Investment, Creative Industries, Culture and Information, along with the Cultural Development Foundation and the Folk Research Center, are creating greater awareness of the flower festivals. The La Rose Festival is celebrated on August 30th throughout St. Lucia. With a focus to enhance the visibility and awareness of the festival, a number of seances have been organized across the island. One such event was held at the recently opened Anchorange lobby, which saw the La Rose groups from Monrepo and Ville doing what they do best, bouiller Lawas. Janet James explained the purpose of the initiative and her part in making it happen.
So basically, last year we did a awareness drive. This year we're doing it again. We're trying to do it a little more effectively, so we started very early. We assisted the groups with seances in various communities, and we're doing stops. So basically, groups will get the opportunity to perform at different locations to earn some revenue for the group and as well as bringing that awareness to the nation. So basically bringing the Lawas everywhere before the festival.
Bernadette Ambrose, Mama Lawas from the Monrepo cohort, expressed the significance of such activities and the need to promote cultural and economic stability for the groups.
Nous avons séance, nous avons séance tous les samedis à la Rose là. Because pour séance nous, c'est ça qui aide nous pour faire funds pour tout rouler, c'est comme ça la Rose c'est toujours. Nous avons fait séance tous les samedis. Et séance là c'est Jean Comina qui vient supporter, Jean l'autre côté qui supporter. Donc actuellement nous avons différents bails qui viennent. Nous avons une grande séance côté tous ces différents groupes en place là en pays. Ils ont joindre ensemble et qu'ils ont fait briller la rose avec pour ils ont fait fondant et fondant qui venir côté il fait là fondant qui ça groupe côté.
Princess of the Lacouville La Rose group, Ariel Donnelly, spoke of the necessity of these groups to build community spirit and to promote young engagement in culture.
I love the La Rose group. It helps me express myself. Like, it enhances the Saint Lucian culture. I've known way more about it. It's just a lively group. I think more people should join it to enhance the culture, and like, it's just a fun place and environment. Yeah.
Seances are being held leading up to the official day to allow groups to raise funds, to engage and to expose the festival, as well as contributing to cultural vibrancy. From the Government Information Service, I am Kishma Seri. And still to come, new grant funding agreements will enable major upgrades to the country's water infrastructure. Please stay with us. Anobuye Mamaila. The Ministry of Tourism, Investment, Creative Industries, Culture and Information is calling on you to display your St. Lucian pride every Friday. Vive la Rose! We are calling on all St. Lucians to embrace their identity and to demonstrate their devotion, their love and pride for St. Lucian culture. So wear your colors, pink, red, peach and white, each and every Friday from July 25th to August 30th, 2025. And that's not all, because we're bringing the celebrations to an office near you as part of our Laos Public Service Drive. Let us foster a love for what is uniquely and distinctively ours, our culture, our heritage, our beautiful St. Lucia. Let's shine together. Let's glow together. Anobuye Mamaila. Welcome back. St. Lucia's water infrastructure is set for a major upgrade. thanks to two newly signed agreements between the Government of Saint Lucia and the CARICOM Development Fund. Valued at over $5.7 million in concessional loans and grants, the funding will drive vital improvements to water systems, serving thousands of residents. Claudia Monlouis has the details.
In a bold and responsive move to ease the burden faced by household and businesses alike, the Government of Saint Lucia has signed two landmark agreements with the CARICOM Development Fund, CDF, securing over $5.7 million in concessional financing and grant support to revitalize the island's water infrastructure. Speaking at the signing ceremony at the Finance Administrative Center in the capital on Thursday, July 24, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre described the project as a people-centered water infrastructure program designed to enhance daily life and economic activity across the island.
So I really want to thank the people of Wasco. I want to thank the CDF. I want to thank the CDF for investing in St. Lucia. And also the idea that water is life, but water must benefit people. The people of this country need water, and the people of Prale need water. The people of Prale need water. Sometimes we forget the real people. We forget where they are.
This comprehensive project, set to unfold over the next 8 months, targets the rehabilitation of the Thebes water treatment plant and the completion of the Pasias water supply system, serving communities in the southeast. These works are expected to benefit over 45,000 residents with lasting improvements in water quality, access, and reliability. The Chief Executive Officer of the Water and Sewerage Authority, Zilta George Leslie, explained that beyond the immediate upgrades, the project also includes critical work to replace aging pipes and address non-revenue water losses, which currently account for 50% of Wasco's daily output.
Wasco's capacity to address and to remedy these challenges within our existing infrastructure has been hindered by the lack of financial resources necessary to fund these upgrades. However, through the awarding of $4.233 million loan from the CARICOM Development Fund, backed by the Government of Saint Lucia through the Ministry of Finance, Wasco can now get down to the business of rehabilitating the Thebes treatment plant.
Meanwhile, CARICOM Development Fund CEO Mr. Rodinal Suma reaffirmed the entity's commitment to supporting projects that bring tangible quality of life improvements to vulnerable populations. For St. Lucia Magazine, I am Claudia Monlouis.
Communities in Labrie and Choiseul are set to benefit from a $7 million project to resolve environmental degradation and to promote sustainable livelihoods. It is one of two initiatives at the Department of Sustainable Development to restore and to manage ecosystems in the south of the island. Details in this report are from Jessie Leonce.
An environmentally sustainable and climate-resilient future has been mapped out for the Labrie-Choiseul area through a project titled Valuing Nature and Nature-Based Solutions for Sustainable Blue and Green Pathways for the Tourism, Agri-Food and Urban Sectors in St. Lucia, in short, BGI-IP. The project's implementation plan includes restoring degraded agricultural areas within the Dore PI protected landscape, introducing climate-resilient and environmentally sustainable practices to enhance agricultural production systems, and incentivizing nature trail augmentation and management to capitalize on ecotourism investment opportunities. The project will be executed by the Caribbean Natural Resources Institute, Canary.
So today is really the kickoff, the formal launch of this 5-year project, and we really wanted an opportunity to bring all of the partners and stakeholders, especially those who worked really hard with us during the project preparation phase, which took a few years to bring us to this moment, and really to reintroduce and reorient the project to everyone, breaking down component by component so that people can see themselves in the project and really start to identify how they can engage with us as we start to roll out.
That was Canari's acting executive director, Anna Cadiz Hadid. This initiative was introduced to stakeholders in a joint project launch and inception on July 7. Deputy Chief Sustainable Development and Environment Officer Samantha Justin weighs in on the other project that will be executed directly by the Department of Sustainable Development.
The SIDS Restoration Flagship Project is a project that will be building on work that is already happening in the Southeast Coast, and that work is being undertaken under the Southeast Coast Project. So the area of intervention that we will be focusing on will be from Mandalay Point in Dennery up to Labrie. So the project, the SIDS Flagship that is, will be looking at ecosystem restoration. So we're going to be looking at the areas in the Southeast Coast that are degraded, and we are going to put a plan in place where we will have interventions that looks at restoring those degraded areas.
The project's BGIIP and SIDS Restoration Flagship will work synergistically to tackle environmental degradation and integrate environmental welfare into national policy and planning.
These two projects will involve more or less the same stakeholders, the same partners, and the same community. So we're hoping to bring all these key partners, key community, key collaborators together to ensure that the interventions that we invest in along the southeast and the southwest coast are those that the citizens, the community members consider priority for them, and that those that will restore the ecosystems that they depend on for their livelihoods.
The joint project launch and inception was followed by a field visit of the project areas in the southeast and southwest of the island, providing project partners Canary, the United Nations Environment Programme, the Department of Sustainable Development, and other key stakeholders the opportunity to meet the residents of the beneficiary communities and the ecosystems under environmental pressure and threats. From the Department of Sustainable Development, I am Jessie Leonce reporting.
The Ministry of Health is strengthening mental health care by training staff to better detect, manage, and support individuals facing mental health challenges across various communities. Onika McCoy has the details.
The Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs has officially launched the Mental Health Action Gap Training Program, MHGAP, a 6-week course designed to strengthen mental health care across St. Lucia. The opening ceremony brought together health professionals, facilitators, and senior officials from the ministry, all unified in their call for greater focus on mental health. The MHGAP training aims to empower healthcare workers with the knowledge and practical tools to identify, manage, and refer individuals living with mental health conditions, both within the workplace and the wider community. Chief Nursing Officer, Nurse Kirfni Suraj, who delivered the opening remarks, underscored the significance of prioritizing mental health support for healthcare workers.
Mental health is an integral part of overall health, and I am pleased that the Ministry of Health has prioritized mental health of healthcare workers through funding from CDB under the Building Capacity in Health Sector to respond to Coronavirus 2019 project. Under this project, we will be training about 100 healthcare workers in MHGAP. You are the first cohort of 50 participants. This training will empower you to provide high-quality care, reduce stigma, and improve healthcare outcomes for your colleagues, individuals, and families.
The training is being facilitated by experts in mental health care, including Dr. R.G. Swami, a psychiatrist and consultant. In his address, he emphasized the importance of self-care among health professionals.
Before starting any of this essential care and practice, we have to do essential self-care. Is very, very important. Once we know how to take care of ourselves, we know how to take care of others. We are all in the health field. We'll all go through that stress, burnout, struggle, anxiety, trauma, depression, which we all talk about it, I'll be very happy if you can have these interactions much more educative, but maybe for some reasons it may not be possible, but I still encourage we should meet like this and talk about the interaction. It can be very educative. We all learn from each other, and this will be very, very helpful.
The island's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Sharon Belmar-George, also addressed attendees and stressed the importance of early intervention and capacity building in the area of mental health care.
The MH Gap course is going to allow us as clinical persons, like Dr. Swami said, to assist ourselves and our family first, and it will also assist in the early diagnosis of the mental health conditions in the patients that we see and the patients that we treat. So based on the gaps that we have seen, the increases in depression, in anxiety, we also note increases in substance use and abuse, especially in young women, which is new. Generally, we would see substance abuse, use and misuse. Example of the vaping that we're seeing in our young women of reproductive age as well. So these are things which, as a health system, we have to plan for. And a big part of it is strengthening our human resources for health, our workforce to be able to identify and also manage.
The MH Gap training program covers essential topics such as assessment, diagnosis, and management of mental health conditions, while also emphasizing communication skills and cultural sensitivity. With participants ranging from environmental health officers to nurses, doctors, pharmacists, dentists, health educators, and nutrition officers, the training is a critical step towards building a more confident, competent, and compassionate health workforce, well equipped to respond to the growing mental health needs of St. Lucia. From the Communications Unit of the Ministry of Health, Wellness, and Elderly Affairs, I am Onika McCoy reporting.
Coming up next, the Ministry of Agriculture welcomes an Indonesian delegation for coconut industry feasibility study. Please stay tuned.
Hello, St. Lucia. Did you know that National Utilities Regulatory Commission, NURC, or NERC, plays a vital role in ensuring the quality of your utility services? At the NERC, we ensure that you receive reliable electricity, water, and sewage services at fair prices. Our mission: to create the framework within which utilities operate, set rates, and uphold service standards that benefit you. We ensure that utilities meet your needs efficiently while always safeguarding your health and well-being. Our goals include promoting transparency, offering a platform for consumer complaints, and acting independently to ensure fairness for all. From businesses to community organizations, we engage with everyone to keep you informed about your rights and the services you rely on. For more information, visit www.nurc.org.lc. NURC, your partner in delivering quality utility services for a better St. Lucia.
Welcome back. St. Lucia has welcomed a delegation from Indonesia as part of efforts to revitalize the coconut industry and to explore a regional coconut processing incubator. Anicia Antoine has more in this report.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security and Rural Development officially welcomed a delegation of experts from the Republic of Indonesia to St. Lucia as part of a collaborative initiative to assess the feasibility of revitalizing the local coconut industry. The effort forms part of a wider regional intervention geared towards developing a business incubator for coconut processing. Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture, Bradley Setej, expressed appreciation for the technical support and emphasized the importance of regional and international partnerships in driving sustainable development. Setej also reflected on the historical significance of coconut cultivation in St. Lucia, particularly its importance to rural livelihoods and the once thriving copra industry supported by a factory in Soufrière. While the coconut sector has declined over time, it remains relevant today through the production and sale of coconut water and various agro-processed goods.
We welcome you from Indonesia who have indicated your desire to provide much-needed support to St. Lucia. St. Lucia's economy has transformed significantly over the past 30 years, or the last 30 years, from being driven mainly by agriculture up to the 1990s, and more recently by tourism. This transformation in the island's economic landscape has made the island more vulnerable to external economic factors and climate shocks. The government of Saint Lucia has noticed this and has placed greater emphasis on the agricultural sector to help ensure that the island can weather these challenges.
During their stay, the Indonesian delegation conducted field visits and stakeholder consultations aimed at evaluating the potential for establishing the coconut processing incubator on the island. Speaking on behalf of the delegation, Esther Edward emphasized that their findings will guide strategic investments in technology, improved genetic material, and supply chain development within the local coconut industry.
So the grant is give to two countries for the pilot project, Saint Lucia and Guyana. So we hopefully then in 2027 we can copy paste. We can do the same thing what we already do to another Caribbean countries. So if it runs well this year, I think next year there will be an expert here to assist you to develop and establish the business incubator and coconut processing that will give a benefit to both of our country, especially for your countries.
Saint Lucia and Guyana have been identified as the two beneficiary countries under this grant-supported program. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security and Rural Development expressed its gratitude to the Government of Indonesia for their invaluable assistance as they continue working with international partners to strengthen food systems and rural livelihoods. From the Communications Unit of the Ministry of Agriculture, I am Anicia Antoine reporting.
Over 200 educators gathered for the OECS Pearl Summer Institute as St. Lucia prepares to pilot the new digital OECS harmonized primary curriculum in classrooms. Kiba Taliam has more.
The OECS Pearl Summer Institute recently opened at the Castries Comprehensive Secondary School, welcoming more than 200 teachers and principals to prepare for the rollout of the digital OECS harmonized primary curriculum known as the DOHPC. Training focused on helping teachers plan and deliver instruction using updated strategies and curriculum outcomes, shifting away from content-heavy instruction to student-centered learning.
Our theme for this training is From Paper to Practice, and it captures the essence of where we are today. We are transitioning from years of careful curriculum development.
The curriculum pilot marks the most extensive educational review in St. Lucia in some time, setting the stage for a full national rollout by 2026. Developed through regional collaboration, the digital OECS harmonized primary curriculum emphasizes inclusivity, cultural relevance, and competency-based instruction. Supported by the Global Partnership for Education and implemented under the OECS Pearl program, the initiative is one of the largest coordinated efforts to modernize classroom teaching across the OECS.
The development of the DOHPC was a regional and collaborative effort led by educators, curriculum experts, and stakeholders from across the OECS. This curriculum is a tangible example of regional integration in action and the benefits that it can have for our people.
The Summer Institute brought together teachers and principals from all 16 primary schools where the new digital OECS harmonized primary curriculum will be piloted in mathematics, language arts, social studies, and science. As schools prepare for the upcoming academic year, feedback from pilot teachers will shape ongoing improvements and ensure that all St. Lucian students benefit from a curriculum built for the 21st century. From the Communications Unit of the Department of Education, Innovation and Vocational Training, I am Kiba Taliam.
And with that, we wrap up this edition of St. Lucia Magazine. A heartfelt thank you to everyone who contributed to this production: the National Television Network, the GIS team, and the communication officers across various government ministries. Thank you for watching on NTN Channel 122 and following us on the official social media platforms of the Government of St. Lucia. I am Kishma Serie. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged as we continue tracking St. Lucia's progress.
It's time for St. Lucia Magazine, your monthly wrap-up.